First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista. Hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
Did you do it?
You did. I was like, I got this one. And then you said it. So, all right. Happy New Year, everyone.
Well, I can also tell you about U of A, like,
losing?
So close. No. They were going to win. They just wanted to not shame, like, the Devils so badly.
What do they say in elementary school? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. All those. And so ASU and U of A, they kind of had a mirrored season where they both had so much promise, and then they blew it at the end. Both teams. I mean, just both teams. And I was so sad for U of A. I was so sad. I thought they could actually do something for the state, but no. And I get ASU. I get that. I mean, they just had no momentum at the end. But U of A, I thought they were gonna.
I did too. But they did a great job.
Both of them actually. They did. They showed well. They both won 9 games this year, I think, or something like that. So kudos. But the Wildcats basketball team, you guys,
isn't that something?
Yeah, they are just dominating. I mean, I've never seen a season where, of course, they got Iowa State, Michigan. They're both teams that are undefeated in the Big Ten, which is the true conference in the United States. But yes, they got some competition. But I think U of A is going to smoke right through it. I really do, and I hate to be so optimistic with that. But I do. No, I don't mean it that way. But
I hate to be optimistic about the U of A. Shame on you.
No, I don't mean it that way. What I
heard
mean
it that
is,
way too.
Yeah, I know it sounds horrible, but what I mean is they're so good this year. They are just so good. They just capitalize. So if they get tripped, it's going to be like the eighth wonder. What happened? And so no, they're just very good. So, and they're not getting the hype. They should. Have you noticed that?
I have. I wonder why.
I don't know. I try to give them all the hype I can.
I can tell.
All the talk I can. I do. I even MC an event for U of A South every year. So I sacrifice, and I support the cats, the kitties.
He said sacrifice. Did you hear that?
And then he swallowed really hard, like he was like going to spit something
so
out,
you guys
like
can
a
see
fur ball.
See, the people that listen to us, they can't see our body language.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you could only see it, folks, you can see the sweat coming off my head. I'm trying to be very diplomatic in this very warm room.
Yes.
But yes,
Well, today is also National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So, Sheriff Daniels, I appreciate you.
Thank you, Grady, and I appreciate you. And everybody, let's do a group hug. Here, bring it in. But what's amazing on that, and Carol, thanks for bringing that up. I did not know that. And I said, because usually you think of Law Enforcement Day in May. That's
right.
The tribute for those who pay the ultimate price. But I didn't know today was National Appreciation Day. But it's for those to thank law enforcement, I guess.
Right.
So thank us, people. Please thank us. They're driving our roads. Hey, everybody, thanks, Sheriff. Thanks, everybody.
And we want to thank all of our partners, seriously, for all the great things that they do in our communities every single day in keeping people safe.
And I echo that so much. Our state, local, and federal partners that we work so well. We're going to tell some stories today, and factual stories, about the successes we have just here in Cochise County. And again, and what's going on in this country right now, no matter where you're at it, law enforcement, sad to say, and I continue to say it gets drug into everybody's political division. Have you noticed that? I mean, every time. Nobody's talking about that. What they're talking about is what political lens you got on, is what it's all about. And I'm telling you, it's these law enforcement officers, state, local, and federal, especially our federal partners right now, they're getting drug into the middle of stuff, just trying to do their job, and the pressures are just unbearing for them. It's tough. It really is. So kudos to all those who wear a badge.
And then also there's, we can talk about successes, and sometimes they're small, sometimes they're big, but we had a pipe bomb in Wilcox. That was an interesting story that the public was aware of.
It was, and that was just a few days ago. And we have a EOD guy, our Tel Parker, who did it for years, a former Marine, retired, and now we have a new guy that's trained up, Alex, and they went up there, and again, but when it comes to removing an active explosive device, he doesn't throw it in the back of his truck. It's a long, enduring process. We bring additional resources, all about safety, because, again, these are explosive, vulnerable items that we want to make sure we got everything in place, because there is no rush. In this case, there was no rush either. So I know there were some social media comments that were just ridiculous. I mean, but yeah, we're going to take our time. We're going to bring additional resources to make sure it's done safely. In this case, it was. So kudos to Wilcox PD and my team for bringing that to a safe conclusion.
And a lot of activity that we've seen on social media and in the news and everywhere, it seems like, is an issue related to dogs in the Pomerene area. And so we made every effort. You went up there with your Chief of Staff Tom Alinen and with Lieutenant Carl Larimer and Lieutenant Sean Gijanto and Sergeant Dolhe. People were up there trying to support the facts surrounding the case because it just was spinning out of control. And if we can't keep our arms around information that's going out that's factual, then we have some issues.
We do. And social media, though I respect the platform, it's not a factual platform. It's truly not. Are the things on social media that are facts? Of course there is. And that's people's way of communicating in so many ways. But that doesn't mean it's all factual. And sadly, in this case, we had a dog, Sadie, that was taken from the property and killed. No doubt about it. And we think there's criminal intent behind that one. I spoke to the homeowners earlier in the week when this came to my attention. And then we've had some other allegations that we're investigating, each one. Because once an animal call goes from a dog at large or a bite, then it goes into a criminal element. Like in these cases, I've gone to criminal elements where now my investigators, deputies get involved in it. So, but as we saw the one with the fire, I'm not picking on anything here, but there were comments out there the dog was shot, tortured, there were intruders in the house, the house was an arson, they burned it down to just horrific type scenario. Folks, the veterinarian said that dog was not shot. Now, that's an expert. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a medical examiner. But when a veterinarian who knows that you shoot a dog in the head, it's pretty obvious, I would think. But either way, the vet said it was not shot. We had arson investigators, one of our guys, to include one of the fire investigators from the county here, went up. It was an electrical accidental overload, and that's what it was determined. So there, and we never heard the intruders till I saw it on social media. So what I'm saying to everybody is, yeah, I respect social media. I can't control it. I can't control any kind of media, but what I can control is the facts of investigation. That's why we did that press conference. That's why we went up there with the team, put a lot of diligence. We still are to each case. If we have somebody that's, and we do know we have one case, that is harming animals, we want them. We want that person or persons, and we want to hold them accountable. But again, these cases are methodical. We want to make sure we do it right. We really do. If we screw it up at the beginning, it's always, always hard to put it back together. So again, thanks to the people that believe in us and trust us. So this has calmed down a little bit right now. I can assure you and commit to you that we're going to do everything we can to find out who, and hopefully with the community's help, who harmed that one dog that we know for sure. We have a missing dog. We don't know if it was naturally a coyote or something got it, or if it's truly been put in harm's way. Either way, we've been looking for that dog too, and I know the community has too. But again, we'll continue to do what we have to do to protect our animals and the humans within Cochise County, the citizens.
And we're also looking for community help with a missing 17-year-old girl.
Yeah, this is a tough case. This came in this week. She just turned 17. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She's a local a juvenile from this area. She took the car. She left her personal belongings to include her cell phone behind. We have done a lot of work on this case this week, working with the family. My heart goes out to the family right now. We have her out of state in the California area right now. We got her identified coming in to California and into San Diego, and that's the last we've seen of her. So again, we're working hard. I commend my team, doing the forensic and any which way we can touch this to make sure we can find her. And right now we haven't. So we'll be doing a post on that. I saw a post the other day on this. It says contact the service to sheriff's office. Service to police sheriff's office. Some really off the wall. Folks, contact local law enforcement. It doesn't matter if you contact the police department, sheriff's office, but we want to get that out there because we're hoping she said something to somebody that says, oh, that's my friend. Oh, I talked to her. So again, we're going to be putting something out today on that and just need the community's help on that. This is community policing. We rely on you all to help us solve these crimes. We can't do it all. So again, but my heart goes out to this family, and we're going to do everything we can to get her back home safely.
And a multi-agency effort dealing with children also involves an 8-year-old boy. And this is an ongoing investigation. There's going to be a press conference today in Tucson, but a lot of details that are surrounding young people.
Well, this is a sad case. People talk about immigration, especially you got sheriffs, you got police chiefs, saying, hey, it's not my problem, it's an immigration issue. Well, keep that in mind as I tell the story. we had a vehicle come out of Cochise County, get up into Pinal County. In the midst of all this, I won't get a lot of details here, but in the midst of all this, my team was activated on this out of our border center, which we have a human trafficking. This is a trafficking case. She, the driver, had her own child in the back and an 8-year-old. She had no answers about the 8-year-old. The 8-year-old was programmed to say certain things, to include a false name. The law enforcement had suspicion on this. My team got there. One of my trafficking investigators did the interview with the 8-year-old. Long story short is, it was determined that she is a child trafficker. The adult was. She was getting paid a fee to drive that child from Cochise County to Phoenix, to hand that 8-year-old off to another adult, male adult, and then there he goes. That little boy would be out there being exploited and whatever happens to him. So kudos to the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. Kudos to my team here for saving that life, truly saving that life. And that's not an immigration, folks. Yeah, did it start at the border? Is there a border nexus? Sure. That is kidnapping. No way. So we're trying to identify the family of this child. Thanks to Border Patrol on that one too. We have a Border Patrol liaison in our office. He did an amazing job. My team went up there at 11 o'clock at night. I mean, took and drove all the way to Eloy to work with the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, and luckily, and I mean, there's a blessing on this one. We saved that 8-year-old, and she's going to be formally charged. They're working on that too. So, again, there's work to be followed up on this one. But yeah, she admitted what she was doing. So, again, I mean, what a sad scenario. But that's what it's all about. It comes with purpose and passion. It's not about a paycheck, purpose and passion. And so we saved that 8-year-old. So there's no better reward than that.
Well, to lighten the mood a little bit, let's switch gears and talk about giving a kid a ride to school.
Little Hannah, she's 8 years old. Speaking of 8-year-olds, she's 8 years old, a third grader at ALA, and she won this through her school. And she had the choice. And all you firemen are just getting up right now and get your beds made by somebody, I'm sure. But as you guys are getting up, I want to tell the story. She had the choice of riding in a big red fire truck or with your sheriff, and she chose to go with the sheriff. So, and that comes, and I'm just kidding when I say that, but that comes from our presence at schools. It really does. So I got a hold of Chief Heiser and Jackie Clay, our county school superintendent. So we went and picked her up, and she was so excited. We gave her a little swag bag with all, cool stuff in it, and took her to school. Took her to Circle K, and she got Fruit Loops, the cereal, and then chocolate milk. I mean, what better morning breakfast than that? And took her to school and walked her in. Chief Heiser and I walked her in with Jackie, and it's just talking to all the kids and stuff. It's one of the better things we get to do. I mean, it really is. So I don't know if Hannah's listening to this today or not, but kudos to you, Hannah, and keep doing good things at the school.
And speaking of schools, Tom Horn was here visiting, and one of the things that you were also speaking to him about is the SSO program.
Yeah, he spoke this week, and I went down, and I wanted to make sure I was there for that one because part of that was school safety, and we've done so much here for school safety here. It's amazing. Jackie Clay and all our county and school superintendents throughout Cochise County work very well with law enforcement to ensure that our kiddos are being protected. And we got some of the best programs in the state, if not beyond. And I'm proud of that, but I'm really proud of our educators. They're the experts in this. We're the experts of public safety, and when you can shake hands on that, you're doing really well. Long story short is we have a program called SSO, School Security Officer Program. These officers, these deputies, you'll see it. Sheriffs at Village Mountain, Chuka Mountain. Like we went to Chuka Mountain with Tom Horn this week because they just got recognized as one of the best performing schools in the state. So he came down and recognized the student body, and Chris Heiser, Chief Heiser and I were there for that, along with Terry Roman, the services school superintendent, and so many more. But our SSO, our deputy, was working that day at the school. So schools, this program's great because on the days off, the officers and deputies will go work in these schools. And I'm telling you, I was watching my deputy during this, and they walk to class with them, they eat lunch with them. I mean, and these are little elementary kids. Tell me that's not a positive impact to these kids. So it's just a great program. I thank Tom Horn for that. I want to thank you for this program. It's such a cool program. We would love to have an SRO, school resource officer, in every school. But we have 20-some county schools out there. There's no way I can do it. There's just no way I can do it. There's no way the Service Police Department can do it or any other city. We have limited resources and manpower. But this program, the SSO, and we work standardized schedules where they get 3 days off, 4 10s, 3 days off, and one of those days they'll work at a school. So it works out really well, and but keeping our kiddos safe here, along with our technology that's now built within our schools. And there was a thing where did I see it at, where we just did a technology program for like active shooters, where all the schools are mapped out, there's panic buttons, all the different things. And long story short is, but the bandwidth in the Cochise County is not up to par yet for us to have all the capabilities within the program. That's not a lack of anything the law enforcement or the county or anybody else has done. This is something we're working on right now to fix. But and they came out and they like, oh, you guys should. Yeah. Come on, man. We got some of the best things going on here, but everybody likes to hit the little niche on it. So, but trust me, that's not a decision we had any choice on because of the bandwidth. But we're working on the ways to fix that.
And going from schools all the way up to college, we have a partnership with Cochise College, and a new class starts this Monday.
Yeah, starts Monday for a new police academy. We just graduated the last there a month ago. We got the new class kicking in. There's 21 new deputies and officers striving to get certified and get a badge and move into their community. So I'm very excited about that. I'll be over there next week, welcome the new recruits, along with Chief Heisers. He's teaching some classes over there next week. So again, it goes back to community college, community policing. It's a really good concept, and thank you to President Perry for allowing us to have that partnership. We're excited.
And you also sent out your annual message, and you're talking about partnerships and things that are going on. So make sure you take a look at that on our social media.
Yeah, take a look at that. There's two capital projects. One, we've talked numerous times, is the jail. And just an estimate, could come sooner, maybe a little later, but we're hoping sooner, is getting the jail kicked up. The ribbon cutting, we're hoping the first part of, so about a year from now, we should be looking at cutting ribbon and moving the first dirt. So we're excited about that. So that's a big capital project that we're going to be doing a lot of work here in 2026. The other one is, and you've heard a lot about it, is the animal control shelter, running our own shelter. Folks, let me just say, we've relied, my 4 decades of law enforcement, on city partnerships where they run the kennels and we share their resources. Sadly, the animal population in Cochise County is pretty much at capacity. So it's forced in our hand that we got to do something. And I agree with it. It was time to do something. So Kathy Gomez and from the Board of Supervisors has been leading the charge with me on this one, and she's really taken the bull by the horns on this one, so I thank her for that. So we're looking to purchase our own shelter, and hopefully on this side of the county, and nothing's finalized on that, but we're pushing forward, and again, we're excited about it, and the fact that having our own shelter, our own destiny with that, and providing more resources for our dogs and cats and animals to include that resource of hoping taking some of that pressure off our cities too. So again, it's a win-win. So we're going to push forward in 2026 with that.
And you had a retirement that you wanted to give a shout out to.
Yes, Rodney Leone and his wife Tilly. Rodney, when I first started the sheriff's department in the 80s, his dad Reuben was a sergeant in the sheriff's department. He was my first sergeant. So I worked with Reuben, but Rodney, who's about the same age as I am. I won't give your name up, your age up, Rodney. You know, you're the same age I am. But he retired as a commander. He was one of my fellow commanders. Remember, Carol, when we were over there? And he ran the jail side of it. And I was in patrol under Sheriff Deaver. And so when we both retired, of course, and then he went to court security over at Superior Court and Justice Courts. So yesterday they had a retirement ceremony for him. So I stopped by there, Chief Alinen and Captain Jordy. We all went by there yesterday to wish him well and thank him and Tilly. And so they're going to be moving out of county for their grandkids and their son and everything. So I wish them well. They've been such a true asset to this community for many years. And I asked him, I said, so are you going to officially retire? Because he's a workaholic like his dad. He goes, nope. He's going to be working down in Sarita. That's where they're moving to. And I said, of course you're not going to retire. So, but I wish him well, and he's been a great asset, and we're going to miss him. And good luck, my friend. So,
let's talk about one other issue that seems to be prevalent everywhere you go, is I-10 and wide loads and just traffic and parking lots and disgusting time frames that you just can't even get to Tucson in a normal time period anymore.
Well, you got to navigate your whole. I mean, this almost shares how hostage we are held down here. Think about that for a minute. I know that didn't come out the best, but I mean, we got two ways out of here really, unless you're hitting some rural is 82 to 83 or I-10. Otherwise, we're in this corner unless you want to go straight up north and come back. But During the holidays, we've had accidents. We've had backups. 8-mile backups has kind of become the norm up there right now. And I made a comment the other day to the media before we did that press conference. The real story is this I-10. It's truly a bad situation, and the way it was rolled out. And I asked, where is ADOT in this one? And I'm not one to call people on the show, but I'm going to say, ADOT, come on. That's the best we can do. So you're forcing wide loads onto 82, 83. I mean, Gail Griffin, your state representative, called me on that during the holidays because the lady got forced off the road, got damage to her vehicle. And I did. I joined forces with her. We sent a letter out, which has sparked some follow-up. But long story short is they have to do a better job. You're going to take a wide load up 82, 83. Those two, take it into Nogales. But no, you go up 83, a mountainous road. It's the reason their signs say scenic views, not because it's a straight highway. And so you're forcing cars off the road when they do these wide load escorts. I mean, almost it's just as bad. And so it's just not a good situation. I talked to DPS last week again on this because, I mean, I'm getting calls from citizens on and on. And I talked to the DPS leadership, and they said, well, they're trying to, which is really not their problem either. This is an ADOT problem, Arizona Department of Transportation. They're trying to widen the construction bridge to 14 feet so they can get wide loads. I'll stay them up on I-10. But think about that for a minute. Now, that sounds really good, doesn't it? Oh, that's really nice of them. Well, it's already 8-mile delay. Now you're going to stick a big old wide load in the middle of that? Let me tell you, this is just not a good. And then they'll say, well, we got to get this done. It's a train bridge is what they're doing up on Epirita, I think it is. But it's a train bridge. So either way, I hope ADOT does a lot better job of putting this together and start being transparent with the public. They deserve that. I mean, man, I just tell you, if this was our project at the sheriff's office, I would be out there every day trying to find a better solution to what's there. But that's just my opinion. I can't control ADOT, but we sure as heck can say on First Watch what the problems are.
And then you have a general New Year's party that you're going to be going to.
That's going to be actually Sunday, I believe, right?
For which one?
General?
Oh, yes, the general. NetCom general. General, I always mess up her name. I don't want to do it on First Watch, so I'm not going to say it, but she's a very, very nice lady. She's having, they always do that like a week or two after the first of the year, give everybody a chance. And so to kind of recover, and then they celebrate. It's a really nice event. It's up at Greeley Hall, so I'll be going up there Sunday, Nikki and I, to that. She's listening to the show right now. She goes, where are we going?
Yeah.
I know she's doing that. So, but again, I'll be up there Sunday.
And I want to remind everybody to check out our Facebook pages. We've got some new ones, too. We've got the Sheriff's Assist Team has their own Facebook page. We've also got Search and Rescue with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office. They have a Facebook page. So, and then the Sheriff's Facebook page. So that's 3 you guys can follow and kind of learn what's going on in our community from 3 different perspectives that are all the Sheriff's Office. So I want to invite everybody to go find those on Facebook.
Okay, well, we appreciate reminding everybody of that, and we have some exciting new things that are coming.
Yes.
Right?
Those are supposed to start, I believe, this Monday. It's called CCSO Did You Know? And it's going to be things like how do you get fingerprints, and what does animal control do, and just inside looks at the Sheriff's Office, and they're short 1-minute reels. So that's going to be fun, and I believe they'll start Monday.
That's right. And so looking forward to that. We're doing it after National Quitter Day, right?
Okay, yeah. We can do that.
So today's National Quitter Day, and explain what that is, Grady.
So Quitter Day is the psychology of New Year's resolutions. That by the 9th, people quit. So today is actually National Quitter Day for your New Year's resolution. So if you just couldn't hack it, you're a quitter, today's your day.
God, I haven't even made my resolution, so you can't quit something you haven't committed to.
That's true.
So there's a reprieve, folks. Take an extra week, and then you can quit. Take an extra
The sheriff
week.
said, yeah.
Yeah. So we have an incident over at Canyon Vista with law enforcement service to the police department. It was a call that started one hotels in a pursuit. Now the incident's in front of Canyon Vista. The hospital's on lockdown, so it's horrible to tell somebody, if you have to go to the hospital, don't go.
Yeah, it's breaking news right now.
Yeah, it's breaking right now. So, again, just Canyon Vista Medical Center, I mean, really, and please don't go over there. Just take a look at this. Let law enforcement do its job over there as they're trying to take the suspect into custody. Society's just so unrest right now. So unrest. We have more of these type of incidents than we've ever had that I can remember and a call. Plus, I have an update from my team as we're sitting here getting my morning briefs, too, that we have possibly have a location of this juvenile that we're looking for in San Diego. So we got San Diego PD working with us on that. So hopefully we can get some resolution to that today and get her back safely. So we're working with the parents and San Diego Police Department. So hopefully we'll get her back home.
And it's busy with everything going on, like we have been talking about. The weather is playing up to that. Don't you just love it when it's rainy and cold? Yay!
I made a comment the other day, especially the other day. It rained all day. I mean,
Yes.
because I was up in Benson, and it was sloppy. We're not used to sloppy, and my car's not used to sloppy. Didn't even want to go. Wouldn't even start. But we were up there in Palm Marine area, and it was just muddy. Well, you're up there, Carol. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, what are we doing? We're outside. I go, can we do this press conference inside? I mean, we're not used to that. We're not ducks. We don't even have feathers here. And so we went back to the Sheriff's Department and did this in one of the conference rooms. But long story short is, I made a comment to somebody about, man, it's time to build the Ark. I really feel it right now. And a friend of mine goes, I got a boat. Well, that's not fun. Nobody didn't get the chance to just get a boat. He had to build it and see if it'll float, and grab your animal. I told Tom, our chief of staff, Tom Leanan, if you know Tom, he's a great man. He's got a mule. I said, Tom, we'll put a seat for your mule in our Ark, too. We'll do that. And so I'm sure he's listening when he goes, oh, Sheriff, quit talking about my mule.
He loves it. He loves it.
He does. I told him, I said, bring that mule in tonight and let him watch TV with you. Watch Hallmark channels. Do something with the mule. Do not leave it out in the rain, Tom.
We should have the mule on the show at some point.
We should. He's famous. I mean,
Yes.
our ranch deputy
Big
made him
Red.
famous.
That's
Big Red.
right.
That's right. You can remember
Yes,
Big
yes.
Red.
And
So-
that leads us to Carr Canyon being closed for the season, if you will. So just please be careful. They have the gates shut down. Don't try to go up there if you don't need to. It's got some snow up there. Did you see it?
I did, and I was on a call yesterday with the Western State Sheriffs from Montana, North Dakota, all of
With
all
the real snow.
everything west of Mississippi. But everybody's talking about how warm it is, though. It's really been a warm dry for the west side of the country. But I'm telling you, I said, give it a month. This is just my analogy. They do it on all the news channels. They give the predictions. It doesn't happen, so I can give one too. Is the fact that it seems like the seasons are 1 month delayed. Think about that. Let's see what happens in February. We get our cold, and then it's going to be a blizzard. Whatever happens here, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Everything's delayed. Everything's delayed. I mean, I do it. Look at football season. From what it used to be, by September, we're in our jackets. Now it's so hot. Even October is still hot. It's like, that's so weird. But then, I don't know. Our seasons aren't normal anymore. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But let's see what happens next month.
Well, let's talk about Monday. It's opening session, and you're going to be going.
Yeah, the opening session for Arizona Congress is Monday. So the Speaker of the House invited me up there along with some other sheriffs. So we'll be sitting on the floor for that opening session. I always enjoy that because, I mean, that's what sets the laws, sets the budget, and that's instrumental to the influences we have in Cochise County, along with my other elected officials, to bring that funding here and get laws that we think enhance community safety. So again, it's very important. It shows we have the partnership with our Senate President, our Speaker of the House, but also our own Loopy, Dave, and Gail to make sure we're out there working for the people. So I'm excited about that. I've been on that many, many times at the session, and I just enjoy doing it. So I know the governor's speaking at 2 o'clock, doing her State of the State. Is that what they call it up there? State of the State. So she'll be doing that at 2 o'clock. So again, it should be a big day in Phoenix.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Thanks, everybody. Stay warm. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Adam Curtis from the city of Sierra Vista.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and thank you so much, Adam Curtis from the city of Sierra Vista.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
I mess up your title every time.
Every time.
So it's Communications Manager for
Okay.
the City of Sierra Vista.
I always want to throw extra words in there, so Communications Manager Adam Curtis.
Extraordinaire.
I know,
That's
you
what I
always
was gonna
throw very
throw in
nice
there.
words, so I don't mind.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Tell us all things Sierra Vista.
Yeah, so as we're wrapping up our kind of winter wonderland in Veterans Memorial Park, the vendor for our ice skating rink isn't going to pick it up until after Sunday, so we decided to extend hours through this week, which is pretty cool. So then the Sierra Vista Youth Council decided to work with us to co-host a teen skate night. That's tomorrow night, Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. at the ice skating rink in Veterans Memorial Park. Teens get to skate. Teens 13 to 17 get to skate for just $5. Everyone else has to pay the regular price. It's open to the general public, so you can still skate that night if you're not a teen. And every skater, regardless if you're a teen or not, has a chance to win raffle prizes, which is kind of nice. So definitely go check that out. There's still time to make fire pit reservations as well, so call the sports division at 520-515-4999 if you'd like to make a reservation. So while your teen is out there skating, you can get all cozy by the fire. It'll be really nice.
Can they do marshmallows?
They can, yeah. People do s'mores. I think they even have little s'mores kits and stuff like that. So, yeah, a fun time for the whole family for sure. And skating will be open through Sunday night, so Sunday will be the last chance for ice skating. That's a little chilly, but, you know, why not? It's ice skating. Seems appropriate, so... other than that, our Old World Santa ornaments, we sell those every year to support the display you see in Veterans Memorial Park. It is the 20th anniversary of the Old World Santas coming up in 2026. So we hope to do some special things leading into next holiday season. But one thing to note is the next two Santas that the community voted on to be collectible ornaments are the St. Nicholas Bishop of Myra and Norwegian Julenese. I'm probably saying that totally wrong. But they're very cute, and they'll be collectible ornaments for this next holiday season, and again, proceeds of those help fund maintenance of the display that you see in Veterans Memorial Park. And then also with New Year's resolutions and everyone, I just heard you talking about
Quitter Day.
Yeah, Quitter Day. Yeah, which I feel it. But if you're like me and thinking about trying to stay fit this year, or some goals that you are feeling a little discouraged by, maybe consider registering for the Sky Island Summit Challenge. That's coming up Memorial Day weekend in May. That's Saturday, May 23rd. You can choose your own adventure with 1, 2, or 3 peaks. That ranges from about 11-something miles to about almost 20 miles, like 19-ish miles. So it's quite a trek, but you have plenty of time to start training, and it's a wonderful event. You know, the trails are marked. There's emergency support out there, so if you're a little scared to go up in the mountains by yourself, it's a good opportunity to do that. It's also just a fun, challenge, and there's a lot of camaraderie, just doing that together with other people versus being out there on your own. So check that out. You can register at active.com. You can also find information on our website, sierravistaz.gov, but just search for Sky Island Summit Challenge, and you'll find the active.com registration for that. Aside from that, we have a number of things coming up in 2026. I'll touch on a couple of the ones that are happening right now or will get underway this spring. So right now, there's a multi-use path project in Highway 92 from Foothills Drive to Avenida Cochise. And then next up, there'll be a multi-use path along BST from Golf Links Drive to Fry Boulevard. So these are two little portions of connecting path that just kind of help flesh out this kind of loop we have around Sierra Vista. We have just about 30 miles of multi-use paths within Sierra Vista. So these are the nice paths you see aside, like not a bike lane, separate from the main road, that are paved. You see a lot of walkers on them, bicyclists, all that kind of stuff. I personally love running on them. So we are always actively working on adding those paths, improving connectivity and multimodal transportation throughout Sierra Vista. And that is funded by Federal Transit Administration money as well. So aside from that, Federal Transit Administration money is also involved with another project that's over on the west end. It's the park on the corner of, well, it's not a park yet. It's the future site of a park on the corner of Fry Boulevard and Fab Avenue. It's that vacant lot that you've seen cleared for a number of years now. So we're going to be doing two things concurrently. One thing is with, again, FTA funds, doing curb, gutter, sidewalk, and street side parking along Fab Avenue, and that will be done with FTA funds. And then we've dedicated some of our community development block grant funds to complete Phase 1 of construction for that park. So Phase 1 will be the portion closest to Fry Boulevard. And we're going to be calling that park the Henry Jones Legacy Park. Henry Jones was a Buffalo soldier who, after retirement from the U.S. Army, served as the unofficial night watchman of the West End. He would patrol on his horse throughout the West End, and he did this just on his own until businesses started to see the value and actually started to compensate him for it as well, because they really appreciated it. Back then, we were pretty much relying on the sheriff's office coming out of places like Tombstone, pretty far away, to come out here for law enforcement. So he really protected our early community. which was really, really cool. Also really influential in other ways, too, so really cool to honor him. This first phase of construction will include a small public plaza with drainage improvements and some kind of tribute to Henry Jones as well. So we're looking forward to the construction plans being completed. They are almost done. We expect that to go out to bid and have a contractor selected early spring, and construction will likely get started this spring as well. We'll know a little bit more after that bidding process is complete.
I'm just going to interrupt for a moment. Thank you and your staff, Elizabeth, for doing all the research and finding out about him, because that's just like one of the hundreds of thousands of millions of little gems that you will never, ever know unless you guys put in the work. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Elizabeth Rozek is my public information officer. She's also president of the Sierra Vista Historical Society. Marta Mesmer, who's also been involved with the Historical Society and City Council, is a relative of Henry Jones. So, they worked with Marta on that, and it's just an incredible story, honestly, more than I could go into here. He was really involved with the early Catholic community here, held services at his home, and actually knocked down a wall to be able to expand the services. Just really cool to recognize someone like that in our West End and in that part of our community. So obviously a shout-out goes to Marta and Elizabeth for sure. And then Garden Avenue on the West End, while we're talking about the West End, obviously Garden Avenue construction is ongoing. The weather, I think, has slowed things down a little bit this week. I'm not 100% sure on when the project will wrap up. Certainly sometime this spring, hopefully early spring. Currently it's northbound traffic only. That will continue this month. And they're trying to work as quickly as possible to open up Taylor Drive and some of those other streets kind of when you turn right going northbound along Garden Avenue. But we are working on that. Aside from extending the streetscape that you see along Fry Boulevard, that project also does some really necessary drainage improvements, a lot of stuff underneath the street, so that's why it's kind of this big project, and it's taken quite a while, but something really needed in that area. So valuable aside from the aesthetic improvements and making it more walkable and all of that kind of stuff as well. And then the Vista 2040 General Plan, we just wrapped up our latest phase of public input, and that was on a big, a small executive summary of a very big plan. We're trying to make it a little bit more digestible for folks. And now, as we've collected all this public input in the last year, we are now reworking the draft general plan since it failed in the ballot the last time. We're required by state law to put it back out for a vote again. So we're using all these comments from the public to improve the plan, also try to make it a little easier to comprehend, a little easier to navigate. So we're going to be working on that over the next month and a half, and then we'll be, once the next draft plan is out, launching the next phase of public engagement, then tweaking the plan as needed, and then moving it through the Planning and Zoning Commission, through the City Council, and then it'll appear on everyone's ballot in November. So you will hear a lot about the Vista 2040 General Plan later this year. We really want everyone to be involved in that process. You can register on engage.sierravistaaz.gov. That's engage.sierravistaaz.gov. And we send newsletters to the participant list on that website. And we'll give updates when there are opportunities to contribute to the general plan public input. So that's a great way to make sure you stay in the loop on all of that, but also we'll obviously be promoting it on social media, our website, all the normal channels. So follow City of Sierra Vista on Facebook, go to our website, sierravistaaz.gov, and subscribe to our email newsletter. There's a little sign-up button on that Facebook page, and we send that out every week on Friday, and it's a great way to keep up with all the stuff going on for the City of Sierra Vista.
And we love how much information you bring every time you're on the show, so thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity.
That's Adam Curtis, Communications Manager with the City of Sierra Vista. And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have the Salvation Army.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and welcome Captain Christie from the Salvation Army. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So you have an exciting event coming up, and I think it's really important that we put it out there, help get attention to it, get sponsorships if possible. So tell us a little bit about what you've got going.
So we have an event called Mad Hatter Tea Party, February 7th at 1 p.m. And we have wonderful food. We're going to have wonderful fellowship and opportunity to bid on silent and live auction purses, and also different items. It's not just purses. We want to make sure that if you're getting ready for Valentine's Day or what have you, you can come here and purchase those gifts.
And so all of the money, and it's a fundraising opportunity for the Salvation Army.
Yes, it is.
And so all of the money that goes into this stays in this community.
That's correct.
So I think it's really important that people understand the need, because you do events all year, and you have the big one, which is the Red Kettle.
Yes.
And it's important to understand, again, every dollar that people put into it stays here in our own communities.
That's correct. Yes.
So who came up with the idea of the Mad Hatter Tea Party?
Well, this is the 5th annual.
Oh,
so
there we
they've
go.
been doing Tea Party every year in February, and the theme was already decided before I arrived. So our volunteers and our staff work tirelessly to make sure that we provide a good and fun event, and they thought, Mad Hatter, why not, And we can dress up whimsical and fun and
Whimsical, I love that word.
Yeah.
It also seems like a good daddy-daughter date.
It could be.
Yeah.
If you want to be surrounded by beautiful ladies, you're more than welcome to buy the tickets. Yeah.
And you can also, the sponsorships are really amazing to me too, because this is a great way for you guys to raise money. But what do they get out of the sponsorships?
Publicity. We want to make sure all the sponsorships that we do provide actually have an option to sponsor a purse. So when we do that live auction, they will be promoted, and then as well as our social media and in the programs as well. So
Sounds like a great time. So invite everybody out to the Mad Hatter Tea Party one more time.
on February 7th at 1 p.m. The tickets are available right now. It's going fast. So I would call the office, 520-459-8411, and make sure you get your name on the list.
Well, Captain Christie, we thank you for coming and talking to us today, and thank you for everything that the Salvation Army does in our community.
Thank you so much for being a good community and supporting us for everything we do.
Anytime. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. We have our next guest in the studio. Hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lori Fivecoat, and I do several different things here in the community.
And that's what we're about to talk about. So let's talk about your post-Christmas food drive. Is that what you call it?
Yes, post-holiday food drive. The Lions Club in Huachuca City was holding a post-holiday food drive January 3rd through the 11th, and our drop-off times are actually this weekend, the 10th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the 11th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any food donations that you guys bring in, we're going to be given to Huachuca United Methodist Church and Sahara. Both are local organizations that help families in need. And if you can't make it during those times, you're more than welcome to give myself or Christy a call, and we can set up a time to meet with you guys. Christy's number is 520-508-3120, and my number is 520-508-1868. And we appreciate any help and support you guys are able to give us for that.
And you got bingo coming up, too.
We do. We have prize bingo coming up Saturday, January 10th. It's open to the public. It starts at 2 p.m. It's also at the Lions Club in Huachuca City, which is 125 South Huachuca Boulevard. You can get your bingo cards in advance, 3 for $10, or at the door, 3 for $12. And we have a lot of different prizes that you're able to choose from for that.
And also a pancake breakfast on the way.
Sure. That's awesome breakfast. I had it myself a little bit ago. It's Sunday morning, January 11th, from 8 to 10 a.m., again at the Lions Club. It's all-you-can-eat pancakes with lots of different fixings to go with it. All of it is for $6 in advance or $8 at the door. And again, for advance tickets for either of those events, you can give Christy a call at 520-508-3120. And all those proceeds go to help support the Lions mission of giving sight, funding vision and care for community, and also for our community service projects we do.
And what else you got to talk about today?
So the other thing is just mentioning, some of you guys already know, I have TLC dog training here, and I do basic training classes. My next basic class is actually starting in Huachuca City at the Lions Club on Saturday, February 7th from 12:30 to 1:30. It's a 6 weeks course. And I'm also now going to start including therapy dog and service dog training for people in the community that do not qualify for Hero Paws or Soldier's Best Friend programs. We do require a medical diagnosis, if possible, for that stuff, for anybody that has PTSD or TBI, traumatic brain injury. So I just wanted to put out there that I'm going to be offering that, and you guys can get more information from me. Give me a call or a text, 520-508-1868, or you can shoot me an email to LoriF66@gmail.com.
All right. Anything else?
Last but not least, I also have a free podcast that I do, and I've been putting it out there. Last night was my most recent episode, and I had the executive director and host of Animal Zone on with me, Arthur von Wiesenberger. His show helps to highlight animal rescue, sanctuaries, and advocates, and how medias can inspire real change for animals. And we shared many great stories last night, so you guys should go take a listen to that. You can find it on any of the radio platforms like iHeart, Pandora, Spotify, Apple. And then the next episode is going to be January 22nd, and I'm going to have Dr. Cliff Redford, the worldwide vet, on with me. And Dr. Cliff owns his own practice in Ontario, Canada, but he also goes around the world offering his vet services to helping rescue wildlife and treat them and stuff. For instance, just some of the places he's been has been like the Ukraine, helping out when the war started over there, and he's been to India and Greece for some of the wildfires and stuff like that. So that's going to be a really interesting podcast. So January 22nd at 8 p.m., you guys can give it a listen.
Well, thanks for coming and talking today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on to talk about all these things.
And we have one more guest in the studio with us. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. This is Janet Morlock with the Sierra Vista Lions Club, and I'm here once again to talk about Project Linus, but I want to start out by thanking everyone who's continuing to make this project a success. We've been partnered with the Salvation Army now for well over a year. We're getting great crowds. We're making tons of blankets for kids in need. And so what I guess I want to do today is make sure that I invite the community out to help us, because without the support of this community, we wouldn't be making blankets, we wouldn't be helping kids, we wouldn't be giving kids that warm, fuzzy hug that a brand new, just made for them blanket gives them when they're having a terrible day. They've been put into foster care. Maybe they're going through a medical treatment for a critical illness. Maybe they've been in a vehicle accident. Maybe there's been a law enforcement situation that's resulted in it just not being a great day for that kiddo. And so we need people to come out to do that. And it's a great partnership. And I was listening to the show earlier, and Sheriff Daniels was talking about all the great community partnerships in this town. And community partnerships are the magic of Sierra Vista. For this particular project, it's Sierra Vista Lions Club in partnership with the Salvation Army and Project Linus. And Project Linus, for people who don't know about it, is in all 50 states. So in all 50 states, there are chapters, and these chapters are making blankets for kids at risk. And it's something that you can easily do by joining us on Saturday, January 10th at the Salvation Army Community Center at 180 East Wilcox Drive in Sierra Vista. We will be there from 9 to noon, and we're going to be making super easy, no-sew blankets for kids in crisis. If you can use a pair of scissors, and if you can tie a knot, you can make a blanket for a kid. Another thing that we found quite by accident that's cool about this is it's great for all ages. If you'd like your kids to get introduced, your young kids to get introduced to volunteerism, well, we also have quilt makers. And, of course, we don't quilt there because that takes a long time. But, you know, the squares, if you're familiar with quilting, there's squares in there. And we have squares pre-printed like coloring book pages. And we have markers that can be washed. The fabric can be washed over and over again. They don't fade. And those, you color the designs, and those designs are brought into the quilt. So the quilt has hand-colored squares. And so if they're outside the line a little, that just makes it cooler because a kid's getting something made by a kid. So you can, if you can color, if you can cut, if you can knot, if you crochet, come on by, because some of the fleece looks really nice with a crocheted edge, and we have ladies that come by and do that. We have people that just bring their crochet and knitting bag and they sit and they make their Afghans and their blankets for Project Linus while they socialize. So it's a great way to meet new people. It's a great way to meet people that care. If you're coming out to volunteer on a cold Saturday morning, that tells me you care. So if you come out, you can help us out. We sometimes produce 90 blankets in a day if we have enough people. And it's very much about community. We have church groups that come now. Our youngest blanket maker has been a 4-year-old who colored squares and did pretty darn good at staying at the lines. We have 6-year-olds. We have, I think my oldest one's been like 84. So it's for everybody. Bring your family, bring your friends. And if you're new to the community and looking for something to do and you don't want to hang out and go cruise the bar scene, come on out. You're going to meet some great people. Have a snack with us. Make a blanket, or just ask us what it's all about. Come for 15 minutes, come for the whole time. But you can find out a lot about your community volunteers, a little bit about what Lions does for the community in the way of vision services and some other needs that we can cover for you. Come out and find out what we're about, but mostly come out and make blankets with us in our partnership with the Salvation Army and Project Linus, and of course our local media who makes it happen by giving us the opportunity to invite you.
Well, we appreciate you coming and talking to us today.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.